Hello guys, it's Jose again. I hope you are doing well. Today we're going to work on the student book on page 110 and the lesson is called A Bit of Culture. So let's get started. So here we are guys, we are on page 110, 111 and the name of the lesson is A Bit of Culture, alright? So here we have the first exercise and it says, we have to look at the photo and then we have a question and it says, what will you be looking at, your phone or the pyramid? So here we have a lady who is just checking her phone. She might be texting someone or she might be just checking some picture that she just took. All right. So because she is a tourist and she's looking or she's visiting the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is in Egypt, and it is one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. All right. So guys, let me show you something real quick. So guys, I know that you have seen this before. These are the seven wonders of the ancient world. So number one, here we have the Great Pyramid of Giza, which is in Egypt. Very important and very impressive. Then the second one, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, Greece. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Iraq. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, Turkey. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, Greece. And I think this is the most impressive one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, the Colossus of Rhodes, Greece. And finally, the lighthouse at Alexandria, Egypt. Alright, so that was a reminder for you guys. A bit of history, a bit of culture, as the lesson says. I know that you have heard of them before, so there is no problem about that, okay? So now we're going to check the picture right at the bottom of your page, okay? So, and it says, at this movie premiere, most people experience the live moment with their phones. Some studies show, however, that the woman without the phone will probably have a better memory of it. Okay, so if you pay attention, right here, there is a lady who is not taking any pictures, taking any or recording any videos. She's just watching the. I guess there are some actors, some actresses, because they are this movie premiere. So she's just watching, enjoying the moment, and the rest of the people they are just recording with their phones, taking some pictures. I could understand them because I know they want some pictures from their idols, from these famous people, and maybe it's just an opportunity that they will have once in their life. But as it was mentioned, this lady will enjoy it more than them. Okay, so I don't know, guys. Maybe you have been in this situation when you go to a, I don't know, a gig or some concert or a performance. Uh, I think you will see these guys who are just recording everything, and it could be very annoying because they are just with their hands up, so they don't allow the rest of the people just watch it as they wish. Okay, so I don't know, maybe some videos or just some minutes, some songs, it's okay. But the whole performance, I think, is not very nice from you. So okay, that's it. So guys, now I would like to show you some images, and here we have a couple. They are just having some coffee. I guess they are in a restaurant having some conversation, or at least she is trying to have some conversation, and she is telling him, okay. She says, Do you mind if I strap your phone to my forehead so I can pretend you are looking at me when I talk? Yes, I think she's very mad at him because he's not paying any attention to her. He's just looking at his phone, and he doesn't care about her presence. So it is very common, these guys, in our environment. I don't know if you have been in this situation, maybe when you go on a date, or I don't know, with your friends. Sometimes they could be spending too much time looking at their phones, and it is very annoying, guys. I can lie, because you are trying to have some conversation, to just to talk with your friends, and they are not paying attention. So that's really rude from them. Okay, so but after this quarantine, after this lockdown, I think it could change, because now we will be able to be with our friends and our classmates. So I think now we learned a lesson, okay, guys? So here we have some of the most famous apps right now. Um, and here we have, I don't know, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, which is uh, like the latest um app, and Netflix, the music apps, Spotify, YouTube. So we tend to spend too much time on our phones, just checking these apps, uh, or friends' posts. So yeah, it could be a waste of time. I can lie, guys. Uh, but these are the most famous ones. Okay. Then here we have this picture um of these guys who are just looking at their phone, and I think they are being abducted by their phone or something like that. Okay, so this is a very crazy image, a crazy picture, because the question, it says, are people spending too much time on their phones? I guess, yeah, we spend a lot of time on our phones right now because of the quarantine, because of the lockdown. Uh, we are just checking our phones, I don't know, our apps, Facebook, Twitter, just to be updated because of the latest news, and also because we are not going to school, so we are just procrastinating, guys. Okay, so in my case, guys, I just check it. I spend like 5 hours or 6 hours every day on my phone. You should check it. And so let's see if we are doing, or if we are spending plenty of time on our phone. So it will be great if we spend less. Okay, so then we have this word FOMO, and this stands for fear of missing out. Missing out is when you, for example, your favorite singer, artist, or band, they are on doing a live on Instagram or Facebook, and they are just like uh, performing some of their songs, and you didn't know about it, so you heard it later when it was finished, so you missed the concert or the performance out. Okay, so it's something that you were not there, or you couldn't see it at the moment. Okay, so that's this syndrome, fear of missing out, that you are afraid of missing something out. Okay, so that's it. So here the lady, she says, fear of missing out. Okay, FOMO is real, fear of missing out. Okay, yeah, that's it. So now we are back on our student book. Okay, so we are going to exercise number 3, and it is about grammar. Defining and not defining relative clauses. In previous classes, you saw some of the defining relative clauses. Okay, And now we're just going to check the non-defining, okay, just the opposite ones, okay. So number 3, it says, look at the sentences in the grammar box. Try reading them without the relative clauses in bold. Which relative clause contains information that completes the meaning of the sentence, which is the defining relative clause, okay. So, and then we have A, artist style, which he describes as mixing photorealism with illustration, is influenced by other artists. Okay, so okay, here we have the non-defining relative clauses are just the ones that they are giving some extra information, and that extra information is not very important because without that information, you would understand the sentences with no problem. Okay, so in letter A, for example, it says artist style is influenced by other artists, and that's okay. You don't need this one. You don't need to add it. So that's just non-defining relative clauses, okay. And then we have which, and that's just the relative clause, okay. Then letter B, the McLean crew were some of the first people to create murals which almost look like photos. In this case, this is a defining relative clause because first of all, there is no comma, okay, in the middle of the sentence, and this information is it's important just to understand the sentence. So that's a defining, okay. And then letter C, after seeing Mark Creeley, who is one of the original YouTube manga artists, Sophie was inspired to upload her first painting video in 2008. So without this, just uh, words in bold, without them, you would understand with no problem this sentence. After seeing Mark Really, Sophie was inspired to upload her first painting video in 2008. And then, as I told you, here we have the commas, so that means that this is a non-defining relative clause. Okay, so that's it. Some extra information just to say something more. Okay, um, and D, she was able to self-publish The Ocean of Secrets, her first book, which came out in 2015. Okay, so yeah, this is she was able to self-publish The Ocean of Secrets. If you finish the sentence right here, that's fine. Okay. Some you don't need the extra information, the date. You don't really need it. Okay. So that's it. Okay, so here we have exercise number 4, and it says look at the sentences in the grammar box again and answer the questions. So here we have question number 1, and it is already answered. Okay, so let's check it. Okay, so it says which relative pronoun can be replaced by that? Okay, so the answer is in sentence B, which can be replaced by that. This is not possible in the other sentences. Okay, why is this possible in sentence B? It says the McLean crew were some of the first people to create murals. Okay, so if we take this which off here and we put that, it will be the same. So the McLean crew were some of the first people to create murals that almost look like photos. Okay, so it is possible here. And it is possible because this is a defining relative clause. Okay, and when it's non-defining, we cannot change it. Okay, just on the defining relative clauses. Okay, so then number 2, and it says, can any of the relative pronouns be omitted? Relative pronouns, they are which, who, that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, no, there are no defining relative clauses where the relative pronouns refers to the object of the relative clause. Okay, the pronoun in sentence A refers to the object, but it is a non-defining relative clause. Okay, in this case, in sentence A, artist's style, which he describes as mixing photorealism with illustration, is influenced by other artists. Okay, this information is just like the description of the style of this artist. Okay, so yeah. Then number 3, what do you notice about the punctuation in these sentences? Okay, so let's see the answer. Okay, relative clauses are separated from the rest of the sentence by a comma. Okay, except sentence B, which has a defining relative clause. Okay, so as I already told you, when it's a defining, you don't add the commas. Okay, this is when it's just in written English. When you are just speaking, you just have to make a pause. Okay, so in this case, you read it the whole sentence with no pause because there is no comma. Okay, so that's it. So now we go to the next exercise, guys, which is number 5. And it says, listen to part of a radio show. What is FOMO? Do you ever get it? Okay, so let's listen to it.
Do you find yourself checking your phone in the middle of the night? Do you save articles to read later, but never get around to reading them? Perhaps you stay up late just to play the video game that everyone is talking about. If you're at home one evening after school, what do? You check what's on at the movies on your phone. Oh no, it's the last night they're showing The Last Jedi, which you've always wanted to see. Too late to go out now, you think? Let's see what's on TV. Ah, it's the final episode of the show that everyone's watching. You know that tomorrow you're going to find out what happens from your friends who are watching it right now. Meanwhile, the game of League of Legends you're playing is going on without you. The problem is, of course, that there is always something going on without you. These days, there's so much good stuff happening out there that it's impossible to catch it all. And the bigger problem is that you know it's going on because you get notifications, reminders, emails, and messages telling you. And this creates a worry that won't go away. It's the worry that someone else is having more fun than you. Welcome to the modern disease, fear of missing out, also known as FOMO.
So what the lady from the radio show is telling us is just some of the characteristics of this syndrome, just the symptoms of this syndrome called FOMO, which is about, well, right now we have lots of things going on, like online or on TV, like video games, football matches, basketball matches, TV programs, new series, movies. So it's kind of difficult to watch them all because we will be spending lots of time on it. So sometimes we feel like worried because we are not able to watch them, okay? Or we feel like anxious because we are not updated. We don't see the latest news, all right? So that's what she's telling us. I don't know, guys, have you ever felt it? Um, I think that in my case, as she mentions, maybe after a movie premiere, and I don't know if I couldn't watch it, um, and my friends the next day they are just telling me how it ends, or they are spoiling the movie. So it's kind of difficult because you will feel like uh, really mad because you didn't watch the movie and they are telling you the highlights or how it ends. So it's kind of annoying, right, guys? So that's basically when I feel uh, this FOMO thing. Okay, so let's go. So exercise number 6. Okay, in this one we have to complete the sentence beginnings. This one with the relative clauses A to E. These ones. Okay, so and then we have to add which or who if the clause is non-defining. Okay, and that if it is defining. Use commas where necessary, then listen again to check. Okay, guys, so first you are going to complete the sentences with these ones, and then we are going to check it. Okay, so if you want, you can pause the video and complete this on your book, and we'll check it in a second. Okay, so I'm gonna play the audio so we can complete the sentences. Okay, guys, let's go.
Do you find yourself checking your phone in the middle of the night? Do you save articles to read later, but never get around to reading them? Perhaps you stay up late just to play the video game that everyone is talking about. If you're at home one evening after school, what do? You check what's on at the movies on your phone. Oh no, it's the last night they're showing The Last Jedi, which you've always wanted to see. Too late to go out now, you think? Let's see what's on TV. It's the final episode of the show that everyone's watching. You know that tomorrow you're going to find out what happens from your friends who are watching it right now. Meanwhile, the game of League of Legends you're playing is going on without you. The problem is, of course, that there is always something going on without you. These days, there's so much good stuff happening out there that it's impossible to catch it all. And the bigger problem is that you know it's going on because you get notifications, reminders, emails, and messages telling you. And this creates a worry that won't go away. It's the worry that someone else is having more fun than you. Welcome to the modern disease, fear of missing out, also known as FOMO.
Okay, guys, so let's check the answers. Remember that we have to add which or who if the clause is non-defining, and that if it is defining. And we have to add some commas if they are necessary. Okay, so let's see. Perhaps you stay up late just to play the video game. So here is letter A. I think everyone is talking about, and then we add that everyone is talking about. Okay, so that's a defining because we don't see commas. All right, number 2 is the last night they are showing The Last Jedi. So the answer is which you've always wanted to see. Okay, so here we have the comma, so it is a non-defining. Okay, it's just an extra information. All right, then number 3 is the final episode of the show. Okay, let's see the answer, that everyone is watching. Okay, so this is defining, we don't see no comma, and here we have the that. Okay, so that's it. Number 4, you know that tomorrow you are going to find out what happens from your friends. Okay, so let's see the answer, who are watching it right now. Okay, so this is some extra information, we see the comma and the who. Okay, and finally number 5, and this creates a worry. Okay, so the answer is that won't go away. Okay, so that's it, and this is defining relative clauses. Okay, so that's exercise number 7, and it says combine the sentences to make one sentence containing a non-defining relative clause. Okay, remember that we are talking about non-defining relative clause, so we have to add which or who, okay, depending on the sentences. So here we have the example. Number 1, it says FOMO, fear of missing out, is a secret disease that many people suffer from. Period. It can affect anyone with access to the internet. So those are two sentences, okay? And here we have just one longer sentence, okay? And it says, FOMO, which can affect anyone with access to the internet, is a secret disease many people suffer from. So here we have the commas. We should make a pause here and here. So this is the essential information from this sentence. FOMO is a secret disease many people suffer from. Okay, and this one is just the extra information. Okay, so it says which can affect anyone with access to the internet. Okay, so can you guys pause the video and complete the rest of the sentences? Just combine them by adding which or who and some commas, okay? And yeah, pause it and finish the exercise and play it again so we can check, okay, guys? So let's check exercise number 2, guys. Okay, so it says, when people start conversations with "Did you see?" "Do you get an uncomfortable feeling in your stomach?" This is a common phrase these days, okay? So we have to combine these two sentences, okay? So by adding which and or who and some commas, okay? So let's check the answer, okay? So number 2, and it says, when people start conversations with "Did you see?" which is a common phrase these days, "Do you get an uncomfortable feeling in your stomach?" So that's it. This is the non-defining relative clause, which is a common phrase these days. Just some extra information about it. So that's it. Okay, guys. So just check it. Then number 3. Okay. So the people it affects run to their phone when they hear it ping. They are worried that they might be missing something important. Okay, just like ping, it is about a notification. I don't know, maybe some message, some WhatsApp message group or something like that. Okay, so that's it. Let's see the answer. Okay, so the people it affects who are worried that they might be missing something important run to their phones when they hear it ping. Okay, so here we have who are worried that they might be missing something important. That's just the non-defining relative clause. We use who because we are talking about the people. Okay, so just check it, guys, if you have the right answer. Okay, so that's it. So then number 4. Most notifications are really not worth looking at. They might be about music videos, film trailers, funny cat videos, or profile photo updates. Okay, so here we have two sentences and we have to combine them just to make a non-defining relative clause. Okay, guys, so let's see the answer. And it says, most notifications, which might be about music videos, film trailers, funny cat videos, or profile photo updates, are really not worth looking at. Okay, so here we have this whole thing. It's just the relative the non-defining relative clause, which might be about music videos, film trailers, funny cat videos, or profile photo updates. That's just some extra information. This is the important thing. Most notifications are really not worth looking at. Okay, worth looking at is just like que no vale la pena checar, okay? I don't know, it could be uno noticias or something like that, and we are just checking our phones like every second, okay, guys? So that's it. Then number 5, okay? Some young people spend up to 18 hours a day reading or watching things, period. They check Facebook while answering texts and watching TV, okay? Oh, multitask. Many things. We do many things like, I don't know, while we are watching some TV, okay? So let's check number 5, and it says, some young people who check Facebook while answering text and watching TV spend up to 18 hours a day reading or watching things. Okay, so that's it. This one is just the non-defining relative clause. This is the extra information. So we use who because we are talking about these young people. So it says who check Facebook while answering text and watching TV. Okay, so that's it. The rest of this one is just like the important thing of this sentence. Okay, so let's go to number 6. Okay, and it says studies have shown that sleep less because of our devices. Studies have shown that we sleep less because of our devices. These include smartphones and tablets. So here we have two sentences, so we have to combine it just to make one longer one. Okay, so that's it. Let's check the answer. So studies have shown that we sleep less because of our devices, which include smartphones and tablets. So that's it. Okay, which we are talking about our devices. Okay, guys, and it says that we sleep less. Sí, dormimos menos porque estamos utilizando these devices. Okay, so that's it. Just check them if you have them just like the correct answer. It's okay. So guys, we're going to go to the last exercise, number 9, which is about pronunciation. Okay, so it says we have to listen to the sentences, and here we have a question. Do you hear a defining relative clause or a non-defining relative clause? Put commas in the sentences containing non-defining relative clauses. Okay, and B. Listen to the same sentences being said a different way. How does the meaning change in each? And letter C. We are not working in press, obviously. So practice saying the sentences in activity 9 both ways. Okay. So here we have two audios, and just like the pronunciation is being said in a different way in each of them, and we have just to compare them. Okay. So I'm going to play each of the sentences. So just to compare them. Okay, so let's see. Number 1, it says
1. She threw away the phone, which didn't have a camera.
So that's number 1. Okay, she threw away the phone which didn't have a camera. Okay, so let's check the second audio.
1. She threw away the phone which didn't have a camera.
Okay, let's check number 2.
2. The men who didn't have tickets were told to leave the theater.
Okay, let's check this one. So
2. The men who didn't have tickets were told to leave the theater.
Okay, and finally number 3.
3. My sister who lives in Singapore is studying art.
Okay.
3. My sister who lives in Singapore is studying art.
So guys, if you couldn't catch just like the pauses or the differences between them, we're going to check the script. Okay, so let's see.
1.
So here we have the script for the first audio, and it says she threw away the phone which didn't have a camera. Okay, so here we have a comma, so we have to make a pause. Okay, so that's a non-defining. Okay, because this is some extra information, we don't need to know like if this phone has a camera or something like that. Okay, so number 2, the men who didn't have tickets were told to leave the theater. Okay, so here we don't see commas, so that's okay. We have to say it with no pause. Okay, because it's just like essential information about this guy. Okay, so number 3, my sister who lives in Singapore is studying art. So this is just like some extra information. Who lives in Singapore, we don't need to know it, I think. It's just like this part is the important part of the sentence. My sister is studying art. So that's it. Okay, so let's check the other script.
1. She threw.
Okay, and it says she threw away the phone which didn't have a camera. Okay, so as you see here, we don't see no commas, so we don't make any pause. So it's kind of weird. Okay, it's not correct. Then number 2, the men who didn't have tickets were told to leave the theater. Okay, so okay, I here it's different from the first audio because here we have some commas and we are making up some pauses. Okay, so and then number 3, my sister who lives in Singapore is studying art. Okay, here we doesn't make any, we don't make, sorry, any pauses. Okay, so that's it. So guys, that's everything for today, for this class. But um, if you want, this is not homework. Um, Here we have this exercise and we have some options, but I would recommend you number 3. And it says find about a young artist from your country, write a profile, include information about the type of work they do, how they use social media, and how successful they are. Use relative clauses to make it informative. Yeah, if you want, you can make just like I don't know, some writing about some of your favorite artists and give some information about the band or a person. It could be a singer, an actor, actress, uh, a football player, anything. It's not homework. It is if you want to do it, uh, just to practice your writing. Okay, guys. So that's it. See you in the next class. Bye.